Muted! We're not muted anymore. But it worked. OBS froze on me for a second and I thought it was all gonna die, but we're good. So hello, we are live with episode 8 of Mists of Ravenloft, Dr. Fran's Hospitality. Unfortunately, we do not have our dear Elam Dewood Jr. with us, as he is very busy this week, but he will be back with us next week for more shenanigans. So we're gonna go around to everybody and say who we are and who we're playing. We're gonna start with Mr. Ron Wesley.
Hello everybody, I'm playing Ron Wesley, the lovable little ginger boy who I don't know if he knows what quite to expect tonight with the group of people that they're sitting down with, the place that they're exploring. But he's just in it for the fun, you know. He's a little boy. He's exploring the world, so that's about it.
Awesome. And from our dear Ron Wesley, the poor little human boy wizard of just 14, we're gonna go down to Mr. Magnus Deepshaft.
Hi, I'm playing Magnus Deepshaft, the Dwarven Paladin. You can see him over there, I believe.
Now.
And, D20 coup de grace. And I'm ready to, eat some dinner.
Awesome. Yes, that is what we are starting off with tonight, is some good old-fashioned dinner. I don't know how to segue from dinner to Ambara, so Ambara, you like food?
As long as it's not animal, it's fine. I am playing Ambara Vanastra, the Divine Soul Sorceress. I'm not super convinced with this dude, so we'll see what happens, I guess. And I'm ready to maybe visit a creepy monastery.
Who knows? We'll have to find out. And again, our dear Elam is not here this week, but he will be back next week. So I'm going to be autopiloting our good ranger friend and kind of the dad of the group for tonight. So that should be interesting. And last but most certainly not least, we have Mr. Merrick Tenpenny.
Hi, I'm playing Merrick Tenpenny. I'm Deception Check on Twitter and Twitch. And he's a humanoid sailor, definitely not a pirate, and is looking out to taking care of the group now. They kind of become his crew, and crews are important. So he's got a little bit more of a interest in protecting people than he did when he started. So this should be interesting. I'm looking forward to having a nice sit-down dinner.
Yes, indeed. And gotta hype up this character art. We got character art of everybody, so now you can see what everybody's character looks like, and we're so excited about it. But enough of that. Now we're actually going to begin tonight's game. Last week, our heroes were looking for a source of fresh water after having encountered the Broken Ones, these weird people that were neither man nor beast. And they were searching for fresh water. They found it in a village that had been abandoned for some time, and it's just the strangest thing, because it seems that all the architecture... Oh! My God, I forgot to turn off the Halloween alerts, and it scared the crap out of me. Sorry about that. Mental note to change that for tomorrow. Woo! Thank you, Grant. They were looking for some fresh water, and all the architecture is very mountainous when they're on an island. Whew! Glad y'all couldn't hear that. That was terrifying. And they ran into a kindly doctor on the island, Dr. Fran, who informed them about some of these beast people that they have encountered, and he offered them shelter and a place to have dinner and to eat, because, it's not entirely safe out in the wilds here. They took him up on his offer, especially being a doctor. He would be able to help the dear Captain Sunkissed, who had taken a soul-cracking tentacle right through the gut. Like, big hole, just right through him. It was getting infected. It was real nasty. So, they got Captain Sunkissed settled in, and they are now in Dr. Fran's manor, and about to get some dinner, where he said he would be more than happy to answer any questions that the party had, and to maybe tell them a little bit more about the island if they were interested, and all sorts of other fun stuff, you know. How to get to know your new local neighbors, aka people who are shipwrecked on your island. And so, Ron had just kind of ransacked the library. He had gone through and picked up a bunch of books he thought was interesting and kind of made a pile to get to later.
As a little intelligent wizard only could.
Yes, very wizard-like. He's very studious, dear Ron. And I believe that Dr. Fran gathered you all up and escorted you to the dining room, the dining hall. You guys sit down. There are a couple of other people he introduces you to. You kind of already met briefly when getting Captain Sunkissed in and onto the medical table. But one of them is someone named Felix, and he has slight spotting on his neck and the back of his hands, where Dr. Fran informed you that he was one of the broken ones, or he used to be, but he's been getting treatment and is mostly cured from it. And he introduced you to his ward, Delphi, and you already met Orson, as he was the one who greeted you at the gate. Off this island, experience more of it, but I'm sworn to stay here until I've helped those here who need help.
Well, what if helping these people meant leaving the island?
Well, I thought that might help once, but when I tried to leave, well, it was a very meager raft. My raft craftsmanship is very much, to say, not up to par, as it were. I didn't get very far before washing back up onto the shores. And then I said, surely that there must be a cure here, especially if it's a curse like I suspect.
All right.
I mean, like, have I ever heard of any other curses like this?
Give me a history check, Magnus.
There we go.
It's an excellent question. 12? There's all sorts of curses out there. There's some real weird ones. This could be a curse. It could not be a curse. It's hard to say, really. Unless you studied it further.
Yeah. Well, I guess we should retire to the library. Perhaps I can go through your studies and...
Yes.
You can be my study buddy.
Never mind. I'm going to bed.
Ron just back to just like...
No.
You can if you wanted to. It's fine.
No, I'll study with you.
I didn't have a dessert. I didn't know I'd be having so many guests tonight, or I would have had a dessert prepared as well. Tomorrow night.
There's no dessert?
No dessert tonight. We usually save it for special occasions, but we can have some tomorrow for certain. I'll have Felix prepare it overnight.
Okay.
Why did you mention dessert? Now I'm gonna be searching for dessert all night.
Right, but for sure, certainly we can go to the library and retrieve some novels to take up to your guest quarters, and I'll be probably retiring myself soon.
Already got that covered.
All right, I see you've got quite the stack, young man. Let me see if I can find that tome I was thinking about with the I talked about that monastery up there. And you see, he kind of looks through, the library. And, you find a book. He finds a book after, a good while of searching. It's kind of like on a very dusty shelf. And it says, Monastery of Lost Souls. Ah, here's a book of lore I found. It was in one of the ruins. In one of these village ruins that are scattered amongst the island. I found it here. He hands it over.
Thank you. Within here.
Does he give it to Ron or does he give it to...
Magnus kind of asked about the curse, so he'll give it to Magnus.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, all yours.
Thank you. I will take a look at it. Hopefully within this book is the means of their destruction.
Hopefully, indeed.
I will study my enemy.
All right. So, it is dark outside now after dinner, because dinner took a little while. See, Orson and Felix are the ones cleaning up the dishes and, putting the food away. Dr. Friends, I'm going to go up to my room to retire for the evening. If you should need anything, please don't be afraid to hold up. But we do recommend locking, the doors and the shutters at night, just in case. Wild animals about.
Okay.
Mosquitoes, no. Well, yes, there's mosquitoes here, but...
Oh, are they really big?
I mean, I don't really have a basis of comparison, but they seem about average, I would say.
So...
Oh, okay.
Well, that seems like a motor transfer right there. They bite a broken one, they bite you, you get the disease, there you go.
Yeah, we solved it right there.
Kill all mosquitoes. We're
Kill
fine.
all the mosquitoes. It's easy.
As
Simple.
soon as he's gone, everybody's in their books, and
He goes upstairs and you can hear his footsteps, because it's like his quarters and Delphi's quarters are upstairs, and so you can hear his footsteps go into his room and the door close. Delphi's still downstairs and she's kind of trying to pick a book out to bring with her upstairs for the evening.
Okay, it's like while they're doing that, I want to try to sneak back to the kitchen.
Okay.
And
give me a stealth check, Magnus.
I want to look for this dessert.
Okay.
Stealth 0, and I believe it's disadvantage.
We'll just say it's regular because we're not. It's not like a super stealth mission.
Okay.
Because you're not there's no actual enemies trying to stop you from getting in the kitchen. It's whether you get just basic caught.
This is don't drop the cookie jar.
Basically, this is don't. Whether you knock over something on your way in, you're able to get into the kitchen quietly. You see that actually Orson's at the sink doing dishes, but he's very slow, so it's kind of like it's like when you go like the DMV in Zootopia. It's just real slow motions.
Okay.
He's washing it.
I look about the kitchen.
Give me a perception or an investigation check.
If I was dessert, where would I hide?
Where would you hide?
They're both the same, so this sounds like investigation. So
Sure.
If you were dessert, what kind of dessert would you be?
You look around, you see some fruit.
It's kind of like dessert.
Yeah.
Is it fruit I've eaten before?
It looks, I don't know, you tell me, has Magnus had dragon fruit before?
I mean, if it's a popular thing, probably.
You have to import it. You probably haven't had it because it's pretty tropical.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm gonna go ahead and just try to snatch those.
Yeah, you snatch a handful, like 3 dragon fruit.
Then make sure no one sees me and sneak out.
Yeah, Orson doesn't appear to hear you.
Fools. And then I don't know how messy dragon fruit is, but probably get my beard all messy with it.
It's actually not super messy. It's like white with little black flecks on the inside.
It looks like vanilla bean ice cream.
It does look like vanilla bean ice cream. Like when you open it up, you get with a
Sounds
spoon.
good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to eat that.
Okay. Alright, so Ron, you've
I
got
want
your
to eat it
books.
as messy as I possibly can.
Okay, so it's like all in your beard?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to be messy with it.
Oh, okay. It's not very messy, but trying. You can do anything you set your mind to, Magnus, and you get little flecks of black dragon fruit seeds all in your beard.
And then I will pass out in the hallway.
Okay.
Oh,
Excellent.
Man.
So.
Yeah.
Dragon fruit.
If Magnus was headed to the kitchen to do that, Ron was headed to. He'd probably go to the library to see if there's anything he missed that looked interesting in his mad dash. But if you want to consider what he already had is good to go, he'd just go to his room and go read.
Okay. Yeah. You have a lot of books. You don't even think you're going to be able to read them all tonight.
Then Ron is going to balance the stack of books in his hands, and he's going to like put his cup of pina colada juice on top, and he's going to gently carry those.
Now, is that your first cup of pina colada juice or your second cup? It's your third cup. Roll me a con save. How intoxicated is our dear 14-year-old boy? 7. You're drunk.
Apparently you do.
So you're swaying out to the guest house.
Do you want me to move
Magnus
the
is...
token?
Yeah, you can. It doesn't really matter. I've just had a map up for reference.
Okay.
You got to stagger out to the guest house. Magnus is passed out. We'll say he's passed out in the foyer, because it's kind of between the kitchen and the library. So he just passed out in the foyer.
Yeah, I'll just be like, that was good stuff.
And it's just Elam is real tired after the big dinner, so he's already asleep at the guest house. And then it's just Magnus, Ambara, and Delphi in the library.
After dinner, Merrick grabs the pina colada bottle and the fruity smelling bottle.
Just both cordials.
Grabs both, and a chair, and takes it out into the main courtyard, and he kind of like sets up, and I can't move my token.
I know. Whatever. It's...
Yeah,
I was going to say, he just like leans the chair up against the wall and lights his pipe and just drinks those bottles and stares out at the stars, which he doesn't recognize.
You could start learning them if you'd like.
I don't know that he's going to learn them.
Okay.
Because he's not sure exactly where they are right now, because they're not the same stars from earlier. And he's like, maybe this place changes. And so he's just going to be looking up at them.
All right, so you're looking up at the stars. Ambara goes out to the guest house as well. Magnus, you actually see Felix kind of drag Magnus out, like sleeping Magnus out of the foyer and into a bed in the guest house. And throws a blanket over him and says, "You have a good evening. I'm going to retire myself."
Good evening. Thank you for doing that for me, because there's no fucking way I was going to drag his ass out there.
He's very heavy.
And annoying.
I wasn't going to say it, but...
Have a good night, Felix.
Have a good night, sir. And
More dragon fruit!
And he just goes off to the guest quarters. Sitting out front, like where you are, Merrick, you can see up into the second story of the house, the main house, and you can see Delphi is sitting in her room, and she's sitting out like on her kind of like windowsill. It's like a bench seat kind of, and she's brushing her hair and just looking at the stars too. And then after a little while, she does a little reading, and then she goes to bed.
Okay.
But she leaves her window open. It appears that they shutter the windows on the first floor, but they leave the second floor windows open to let air in.
The mosquitoes can't get higher than the first floor.
Yeah. Merrick would just sit out there and drink those bottles.
Okay.
And then at some point, go crawl into a bed in the guest house.
All right. Ron, you are doing some reading before bed, correct?
Yeah, a little bit of tipsy reading, but maybe the contents of the book may sober him up depending on what he picks. So he's gonna like have his giant stack there, and he's gonna eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and like finger slides around and grabs one.
Which one are you gonna grab?
He's gonna grab the Book of Insufferable Darkness.
All right, you open it up. The pages have been cut out, and a now empty whiskey flask is stashed inside.
Yes!
Ooh. He's gonna gently lay it down and open it up and kind of look around like secretly and make sure nobody's listening or watching. He's gonna like grab the flask and like unscrew it and I'll just smell it and try and see what's inside of it.
It smells
Tickle my
very
nose.
pungent, something like Merrick would like, but it's empty.
Oh, it's gonna be an alcohol.
Ron is a slightly tipsy, inquisitive boy. He is going to try some.
It's empty.
It's empty?
Yeah, I've said it's empty.
I'm sorry, I missed that. I
It's
must be
okay.
drunk.
It smells. I need to take off those Halloween alerts. Good golly, Miss
I was
Molly.
going to say, what happened?
Thank you, Stefan DJ, for scaring me. Yes, Ron. What are you reading next?
Ron will then, he'll put the flask back in the book and close up the book, and he's going to save that book for later. Like, yeah, this is a cool book. Like, this is my fancy special book, my stash book. So now he's going to, and then he's going to get the Wisdom of Lord Toady.
Okay. Inside, it appears to be a book about politics, but the illustrations inside are very bawdy. BAWDY.
Does it say body, you say?
They're
Okay.
they're lewd illustrations, basically, and the
Ooh.
accompanying text assures the reader that they are really a manual for good government.
Okay. So no naked ladies.
There's some naked ladies.
Nosebleed. Anime style. Ron will flip through that as a very excited young boy would, and he would just absorb all the pictures. He probably would forget about the texts.
Okay.
Maybe
So-
maybe a little bit of text reading, but you know, it's mostly.
He passes out with the book still open, like on his pillow.
Yep. That's perfect.
Ambara, what about you? What are you doing after dinner?
Yes, so during dinner, Ambara probably didn't eat very much. She doesn't trust this man not to poison them.
What food you did eat was very good and fresh tasting.
All right, of course. I believe. I'm sorry, I'm backtracking a little bit. I
No,
believe
you're fine.
Merrick. I heard Merrick say that he's from the Lazar Principalities. Okay, cool. I have notes. Anyway, and then what happened? People went to the library after that.
Library picked out some reading and then went to bed. Basically.
Went to bed. Okay.
Or to drink more.
Is everyone asleep?
Merrick's still up and drinking outside of the guest house. Merrick is passed out with a dirty book open on a
No,
bed,
that's
and
Ron.
Magnus is
Ron is passed
yeah,
out
Ron
with
is
a
passed out with a dirty book open and a little bit of a nosebleed, and Magnus is passed out and with a blanket thrown over him on the nearest guest bed to the door.
Okay. I guess I will go outside then.
Yeah, you see Merrick outside drinking.
Smoking his pipe.
Smoking his pipe. All right. Merrick, do you mind if I join you?
No. Stars are beautiful this evening. I only have one chair, though. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I'll go grab one right quick, and I'll go grab a chair.
Yeah, there's a chair. There's plenty of chairs in the guest house. There's like a small table, stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'll grab a chair and like put it next to his, and I'll sit like cross-legged in it. Kind of like I take my boots off because they're metal boots. So, but I'll sit like cross-legged in it, like just kind of slightly awkward, just like not entirely sure what to say. So I've noticed that you're quite interested in these broken ones.
Aye, aren't you?
Not really. I'd rather avoid them at all costs.
No.
Why are you so interested in them?
Oh, I mean, look at them. They're a rainbow of animals mixed in different ways with the people of this island. I find it interesting. He takes a deep swig of one of the bottles. Just sort of like, there's people back home a lot like this. Not quite so bestial, but They deal with a lot. Some are accepted, others aren't. Depends on their ancestry.
Like the tabaxi.
No. And yes. It's hard. I mean, your world is very different from mine, so maybe. I don't know enough about the tabaxi to say.
Right. I heard you say during dinner that you were from a place called Port Verge?
Ah, yes. Quite a seaport there. Capital of the Dire Shark Principality.
All right. I don't... And you're from a different plane, correct?
Yes. Your people know about these sorts of things, don't you? I mean, you're a little backwards from what I'm used to, but I mean, you have wizards.
Not everyone is, like, fully aware. The only reason I know... well, I just know. It's not every day you meet someone from another plane. I mean, for you it is, because, you know...
Well, I mean, if we had made it back to Waterdeep, I could have introduced you to an entire group of people from my plane.
Oh.
That's where the trade group was. I was late in returning.
Oh.
I went to this little town called Fandalen. They have this interesting mine that's been opened up. The metals there have a magical property to it we're not used to, so I thought I'd bring some samples back.
I don't know much about Fandalen, but I do know some about Waterdeep. I was actually headed there myself. I was going to meet with acquaintance, I think would be the best name for it. I don't know exactly what to call him, but anyway, I don't think I'm going to make that appointment now.
I'm not sure any of us are making it where we need to be.
That's the going trend, it seems.
Here. He hands her a bottle. It's a bit sweet, but it does the job.
Oh, I don't drink. Thank you, though.
Is that a conscious choice, or is that just something you haven't started yet?
Oh, no, it's a conscious choice. I will never allow myself to be caught off unawares like that.
You don't know much about drinking, then. You kind of need it in some jobs.
I've been in plenty places where a drink would help, but it never helps enough.
Fine, more for me.
I appreciate the offer.
I'm just being pleasant.
Your attitude has shifted towards me, or all of us in general. You didn't really like me in ODA.
I didn't dislike you. I didn't know you, and you tend to be a bit overbearing at times. But I mean,
overbearing.
I'm an asshole, so I understand I have that effect on people.
Right.
But we're in a bit of a bind, if you will, and well, I've kind of decided you're my crew now, and shipmates look out for each other. We may not be on a ship, but we're all we got now. So, yeah.
I'm sorry, I just back to thinking about how all this started. My bad. Go ahead. I'm good.
I suppose I can get on board with that line of thinking.
I'm not asking you to. I mean, you asked me why I'm not.
No, I realize.
Standoffish.
I realize that, but I'm just trying to find, I guess, motivation to not just attempt to get off the island on my own, which I think, one, would be a bad idea, and two, I probably feel guilty leaving you all behind. I do happen to somewhat enjoy all of your company. Not Ron's. He's kind of annoying.
He's young.
Yes. I don't do good with children. They're not my forte, I suppose.
He's got some time to grow up, but it's growing short now. But if you wish to leave, don't let us keep you. But I am the only sailor in the group outside of Captain Sunkist.
That is true.
We seem to be on an island, and that do make me the most experienced and best chance you have to get off the island and stay alive.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
Well, there you go.
All right, well, have a good night, Merrick.
Good night, Miss Vanastra.
And I will go to the guest room. And I'll put my chair back at the table.
Okay. Yeah, do you pick a bed on the first or second floor?
Second floor with a window, if that's possible.
Yeah. No
Cool.
problem at all.
So is this compound, lit, or have they, doused the lights from there?
You see a light still burning in Dr. Fran's room. Like a candle, but there's no other lights really besides that.
All right. Then I'd like to open the windows and just kind of look and see if I see any kind of movement outside the compound.
Give me a perception check.
All right.
Clouds of mosquitoes.
You don't see any movement out there. After a while, you see the candle go out in his room, like he's done with his reading and he's going to bed. You don't notice anything else, Ibarra.
Okay. I'm gonna stay up for the majority of the night, and then I'm gonna take my 4 hours, like the 4 hours right before dawn.
Okay.
But otherwise, I'm not gonna sleep.
About you, Merrick.
I finish off at least one of the bottles.
You probably finish off the pina colada bottle.
And about the time I get tired, I'll go into the guest house. I'll find a bed that's not being used. I'll take the sheets off the bed and make a makeshift hammock.
Okay.
And sleep in that.
Do you make one by one of the windows to get a breeze?
Yep.
Okay. Give me a perception check as you're. I had a feeling that Ambar was looking out on the other side, and you're looking you're facing in towards the compound, two opposite windows. So, with an 8, you don't notice anything.
Too much drink.
Completely pass out as soon as you get in this makeshift hammock. The next morning arises, and you all have slept incredibly well. Elam is still sleeping. He's very tired. And you see that there's some activity about at the manor, the compound kind of thing.
I go jump on him. Wake up, Elam! Wake up! No.
Oh! My back!
Can Ron wake up in a panic, having realized he wet the bed?
Yes! Ron can wake up in a panic, having wet the bed.
Okay. He'll realize, I'm with the bed, oh no!
Because you were shwasted and you've never gone to bed shwasted before.
Right. So he's going to be sitting there in a flustered panic in his room, prancing about, go no!
The best part is that it's not like it's a separate room, really. It's more like you're just downstairs with Magnus and Elam.
Okay. Well, then he's going to try... He's trying to fix it with mending.
With mending?
Yeah, he's trying to do anything he can to try.
Mending seems to have no effect.
You're like, ah.
Magnus, you wake up to Ron freaking out over his bed.
What's going on?
Nothing. Nothing. He's got like the wad of the sheets in his hand. He's looking like a deer caught in the headlights.
Are you all right, Ron?
A bad dream. I need to use the restroom. Like he's gonna like out the hall with his rags or with his bed sheets.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm going to follow him.
okay.
Ron is gonna hear you probably come behind him, but
Where are you going,
he's gonna start walking faster. You know, like the fast walk. Like,
I'm right behind you.
Yeah, there's like an outhouse you can go to. It's like
okay, Ron is gonna be at this time by a light run, maybe a hard jog somewhere in that range.
You go into the outhouse and there's like a bench seat with a hole in it.
He's gonna dive into it and slam the door shut because there's stuff in the bed
I know the whole bed sheet's down the outhouse.
I'm busy. Don't come in. He's gonna be fumbling with the latch trying to lock it.
Are you having issues? I can help, Ron.
I'm morning issues. I'll be fine. I sure ate a lot of tacos last night.
Tacos weren't even served last night.
There was bad fish, and he's in there. He's like trying to make sounds like he's not feeling well and sick. Can you go right now?
I'll be right out here. I'm right out here waiting on you, Ron.
I'm starting to get like a sweat. Like
You're shoving these sheets
Ask
down.
you questions about what's going on. Many questions.
Look, I can't concentrate while you're outside. Can you leave me be for a few minutes? I need a little bit of privacy.
All right, then, fine. I'll walk away.
At this point, Ron's like got his ear up to the door.
Uh-huh.
He's like,
Give me a
sweat coming
perception
down.
check.
He's having trouble breathing, just like he's trying to listen. 9.
You don't hear anyone by the door.
Okay.
Magnus, you walk away and you kind of see like Felix walk up, like he's gonna use the outhouse, and he sees that it's got like the little occupied thing spun up. He's just waiting outside.
Ron's in there, but I'm gonna come around, and as soon as he comes out, I want to like jump on him.
Okay. So you and Felix are on like each side of the outhouse door, and Ron's like listening, he doesn't hear anything, so he goes back and makes sure the sheets are shoved in, and Felix is like, "Oh, guess first."
Ron, I have a plan with this.
Okay. So you don't hear anybody, and you've shoved the sheet down the outhouse hole.
Okay. All right. Ron then is going to look at the sheets and be like, "Oh, I still got to dispose of the evidence somehow." And he's gonna look at the outhouse. He's gonna unlatch the door, put his back to it, and his hand on the door, and like finger forward, pointing towards the outhouse, and he's gonna cast firebolt.
Oh no!
And he's gonna shoot the firebolt into it as he's trying to get out the door.
Alright, roll me that firebolt attack. I love that you're lighting a cotton sheet, or a linen sheet in a wooden outhouse on fire.
He's in panic mode. He's got to destroy the evidence.
Uh-huh.
Methane
It
supply.
says a 19 to hit. Do you need me to roll it?
Yeah, roll damage. You definitely hit the sheet and not like the wall.
Okay,
So you're
sorry. Let's see.
Just click firebolt.
Oh, I have to click it
Just
again.
the word. No.
Oh, aha. Okay, sorry.
3.
New sheet.
Alright. Not that awful.
So the door's unlatched, and he's
Mhm.
pushing it slowly open as he's backing out. Is when he firebolts it.
So, Magnus, a puff of smoke emerges as Ron flies backwards out, and there appears to be a fire in the outhouse.
Ron! What happened?
It was the worst, I tell you, the worst. It was accident. I didn't mean to. I really had to go.
What is wrong with you, Ron?
I don't know. I guess fishes are not good for me.
I think you may be possessed. This may require an exorcism.
Oh yes.
Felix is just running to the well to get, or like to a barrel on the side of the house that collects rainwater to just try to get some water to put out the fire.
Ron is gonna join him and start grabbing like anything he can to get water to flick on it, but in his brain is going to Mom and going, "Yes, this is good. Focus on the fire. Don't focus on the bed sheets. It's okay. Burn the outhouse down as long as nobody finds out." Bucket.
And Magnus is also telling you may be possessed.
Yes.
No, I may be possessed, but maybe just minor, like not massively.
Don't worry, I know lots about exorcisms. It'll only be slightly painful.
Okay, maybe we can that later.
Alright, so between you and Felix, you're able to put out the fire before it spreads too far.
Okay.
You see just a little bit of smoke coming out. Felix is like, I'll take it from here.
Whew. He like wipes off his forehead, and he's sweating a little bit. He's like, "Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I really had to go, and I don't know what happened. You
might be possessed. I'm inclined to believe that's not normal.
He seems to think so, but I'm sure there was really heavy peppers in that dinner last night.
There was no peppers in the dinner last night.
Are you sure there wasn't like habaneros or something?
No, I cooked it myself. There's no peppers.
Okay.
And if there was, that's still not normal.
Well, all right, Ron. We're halfway out. We're halfway there to running that demon out of you. And I'll pull out a riding crop and be like, "Go, Ron!"
Ron's gonna take off running, like being chased by him, like his floppy hat and his rags flailing everywhere as he's running away.
Merrick and Ibarra, you guys wake up and you hear Ron screaming, and you look out the window and you see Magnus chasing him across the courtyard with a riding crop. And you see smoke from behind the main house.
See, Marek, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
It's too freaking early in the morning for this shit.
Yes.
Should we worry about it or just let them run their course?
I think they're fine.
Yeah, I do too.
So.
I'll talk to you in a few hours.
Yes.
Roll back over.
Okay.
Pull the hat down a little further over the eyes.
Sleep.
Yes. So how does Magnus exorcise this demon from Ron?
Oh, we just gotta run it out of him.
Oh, you just gotta run it out? Okay.
Yeah, so, for the most part. Well, that's the first step.
Okay.
In a 100-step process.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll be doing this for quite a while.
Ron is huffing and puffing, tripping a little bit on his clothes, getting back up and running, getting as he's chasing him with the riding crop.
So how long do you run Ron around the courtyard for?
Until I'm tired.
Okay. So about how long is that?
Well, let's see. Actually,
Yeah.
I have a pretty good constitution.
Yeah, give me a con save. Like, give me like a con check or con save.
All right. Oh, not that long.
Not like 10 minutes?
Yeah. 10 minutes. All right. Woo! Okay, Ron. I think we're done.
Okay.
For today.
We should never bring this up ever again, right?
No. We will require many more processes throughout the next.
No, I think you ran it out to me. I think it's all gone. I think I'm okay now. I'm just fine.
I think so. We don't want a reoccurrence of this demon now, do we?
I'm pretty sure we don't want the reoccurrence, but I'm also pretty sure I'm fine. And I said breakfast. I smell it. Oh, it's probably the outhouse.
It's the outhouse.
Maybe we should go inside. I'm fine. And he's like hacking a little bit, and he's like sweating, covered in ash. And dirt.
Yeah, what's Ron's constitution? Out of curiosity.
His con?
Yeah.
1 sec, changing sheets. It is 16.
16? Okay. Give me a con check at disadvantage. just because you're probably a little hungover and you're panicked.
Save or check?
Check.
Okay.
Oh, so you're not... Oh, with a 12, yeah, you're pretty tired too, but not like...
All that
dead.
sweating and emotional trauma and of getting wetting the bed and the panic, it helps with the alcohol a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. You feel less hungover after that run.
Yeah.
Breakfast isn't quite cooking yet, but you do have books you could read until breakfast is ready. It's very early.
Okay, but then Ron is gonna find a place away from Merrick, or not Merrick,
Magnus.
From Magnus, and he's gonna get his books in his lap, and he's gonna find and paw through the journal that he found.
Okay. Yeah. You can most definitely read through that book. In that book, you find, it appears to be a copy of a journal by some guy called Rudolph Van Richten.
Okay.
And it...
Van Richten?
Yes, Van Richten.
Okay.
And, some of the pages are damaged from candle wax. That's like, kind of flicked onto it. You've seen this in the library at your school. So people burn the candle at both ends, and it gets a little wax on the papers. But it has some information about this group called the Order of the Guardians. It's a little hard to read. The book's not super legible, but if you take your time, you can read through it.
He's gonna do just kind of preliminary skimming based on his mental state of earlier today and how he's feeling. Mm-hmm. So it's just a little bit of skimming, but he's definitely making some mental notes. I need to come back and read this really good here.
These guys sound pretty cool.
So maybe after breakfast, and I've gotten a little bit of a clear head, some food in me, that Magnus person is away from me, I'll be okay to sit down and read this.
All right, Magnus, what are you doing? Are you reading your book?
Yes, studying that cult.
Excellent. All right, so you're reading about this cult of lost souls, and you're reading about how they have their fortress up on these high cliffs that are nigh accessible to reach, and that they use this strange forbidden technology to get to and from when they need to come and go. But they have this evil relic known as that's called it's got quotes around it, the Table of Life, and it's very powerful, irradiates magic enough to affect an entire land.
Oh.
And apparently they worship this vile magic device.
I must obtain it. To either use or destroy it. Whatever's more appropriate.
Yeah.
All right.
During your skimming, Ron, these guys...
Oh, sorry.
The Order of the Guardians, they sound kind of like superheroes. They're like, they protect, like, the weak and the innocent, and they, do all sorts of... Like, you're reading about it, and they sound pretty cool.
Do they have dance-offs?
Nothing about dance-offs, but...
Wait, is this book propaganda?
It's not propaganda. It appears to be a journal. It's like about this guy who's spent some time traveling amongst some of the Order.
All right.
Apparently the guy's name is Rudolph Van Richten. But Magnus, your book is all about this evil cult.
Do I have any idea... Sorry, man, I forgot my question.
No, it's all good.
Do I have any idea?
Cult of Lost Souls.
Oh, what the artifact does.
Oh,
does it explain anything about that?
It doesn't seem to explain much about it. Let's see. Other than that they worship it, and it's called, or miscalled rather, the Table of Life.
The Table of Life. All right.
And it's very powerful magic.
Well, the first thing I gotta do is go tell Ron about this. So I'm gonna go find Ron.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
I'd say at this point, it's been several hours as you guys have been reading through your books, and so Merrick and Ambara would probably be awake at this point, and see Magnus I imagine Magnus is inside the guest house reading, and Ron's like hiding somewhere on the premises with his little journal.
Trying to this like this and
Ron!
Hi, good morning, your lordship.
Oh, Merrick. Good morning.
What were you doing with the little one this morning?
Oh, yes, we were running out the demon.
What demon?
The demon that possessed Ron. I believe still does possess him, but we're working on it.
He wasn't possessed last night. I'm surprised. Is this something new?
I'm pretty sure he's been possessed this entire time. Demons can hide.
All right. And you've solved this issue with a riding crop.
Oh, no. That's just the beginning. It's going to require a long time of work to exorcise this demon.
He exercised it today.
Yeah.
Before you do any more exercising, please run it by me first. I'm trying to keep the kid sane.
Okay.
I don't know if beating him and chasing him around the yard is going to really help him.
What? Do you think letting him be possessed by a demon's going to keep him any saner?
He's been fine so far. Maybe the demon is part and parcel to his magics.
Disagree.
I could be, what do you call those? Warlock. Maybe he sold his soul for some of his power.
He did.
Maybe. I'm just saying.
Ron!
Can Ron be... Okay, he hears it. If I'm in like a study room and he hears this voice, what he's going to do is he's going to find the chair in the corner of the room.
And hide behind it.
He's going to get up and go behind the chair and like kind of pull things a little bit tight around him and just disappear into the nook of his book.
Ron, did you sell your soul to a demon?
He kind of pauses, like reading, like, sounds insane. That's what he's thinking, at least.
Good old paladins.
He's not saying anything. His mouth is shut, and he's just flipping through, like, he'll ignore him. He'll ignore him. Ignore him. He won't know you're there.
Let's leave Mr. Ron alone. What are you reading there?
Oh, this is a book about the cultist. Apparently, they have an artifact called the Table of Life. I plan on possessing this table.
What for?
To have it. So they don't have it.
Of course. These are the ones in the monastery up north.
Yes.
Oh.
They have a strange device to transport them to their cliff side fortress.
They use teleportation.
I meant teleport as transport. Transport is what I meant to say.
No. Oh, they like an elevator. A lift.
I don't know. It's some strange technology, or at least that's what the book says.
All right.
I suppose we'll have to get there to figure out exactly what it is.
I'll put that on the list then. We need boats. We need ways out. We need not to become stuck here.
Well, they might have a boat. It's the whole reason we're going, but now we're going to get a table.
Oh, okay. When are we going, your lordship, sir?
Well, let's see if Dr. Fran has any more things to eat. Then we shall leave.
Maybe we should ask Elam what he thinks.
All right.
He's the great hunter. I mean, tracker and all that. He might be able to help us decide when we should be doing this sort of thing.
What does he know about fighting cultists?
What do you know?
Well, I know a lot, see? I've been reading up.
More book smarts. All right, you and Ron.
Have
Well
you ever
done.
had experience with cultists?
Oh. Miss Ember, you have cultish experience?
Unfortunately, yes.
Is there a story there, or should we just leave it at that?
Just leave it at that.
Fair enough.
You know anything about the Table of Life?
Do I know anything about a Table of Life?
You've never heard of it.
Okay. Not with any cultists I've come across.
Let's see. What else in the book? I don't know. I think I mentioned everything.
Yeah, you did good. At this point, you can smell breakfast. Kind of like the scent of breakfast wafting out.
What is that? I just like cartoon lift up in the air by the nose.
Let your nose lead it. Just...
I follow after him slowly, watching the event.
Ron, you can smell it too from your hidey hole in the study.
I will
Bacon
Ron
and
then
eggs and like
Ron-
hash browns.
Ron will reluctantly creep out of his hiding hole and take a deep breath and walk towards the food, knowing that Magnus may be there with his riding crop, but maybe everybody else will be and they'll defend him, so it'll be okay.
Yeah, everybody is there, except for Elam. He's still sleeping. He's so tired. He's such a sleepy guy right now.
As Ron comes up towards the table, I'm gonna get up and like get in front of him, just look him straight in the eyes, and say, "You didn't sell your soul to a demon, did you?"
No.
Okay. And then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go back.
Yeah. If you've seen the movie Chicken Run, where the chickens have the blank stare, it was like, it's kind of the look like that he was giving you, like, no. He'd be like, okay, and Ron will go over and sit down at the table and kind of not wanting to look at anybody. He'll just start munching on some food and, sit there. Kind of a...
You better eat up. Tomorrow we have a lot of work to do, Ron.
You mean like, reading and exploring the island?
Mm-hmm. And exercising.
No, I hate exercise.
All right, I really hate to do this, but Ron sits down at the table, and my character has very good senses, and he hasn't taken a shower since his accident. Can I tell he urinated on himself at some point recently?
Give me a perception check with advantage because it's based on smell.
Nope, nope, you can't. Nope. I found the Old Spice
17?
in the bathroom.
Yeah, he smells like urine a little bit.
No, I don't.
Someone doesn't have prestidigitation. Oh.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of singe.
Yeah,
smell.
he smells like smoke and piss.
Oaken pill.
I remember I did see a burning out house.
You did. You also, if you watched out the window long enough, you would have seen Felix come in, like, look very confused and kind of holding a half-burnt sheet, like, with tongs. Like, and carry it into the laundry room.
Ron's gonna like, no, pretend it's not there, ignore it.
Merrick will lean over.
Yeah, Ron wouldn't have seen it, but Merrick saw it.
Hey, Ronnie boy.
Yeah?
Look, I know you drank a few extra glasses of the cordial last night, and
That was very good.
well, occasionally, with a bit of extra drink, some people, not saying you did, but some people occasionally might have accidents in the evening. It's something that happens, and it's not something to be ashamed of or anything.
What do you mean, accidents? Kind of giving the, like, innocent, like, I don't know what you're
He leans
talking
a little bit closer. He goes, you haven't washed yet this morning, and you smell like piss. He sits back, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. I mean, everyone has their problems when they drink for the first time. You know, a good long party night or something like that.
Ron's getting, like, deep red.
You see Ambara whistle, or like, not Ambara, like everyone sees Magnus kind of, like Magnus. I can't say, damn it, Merrick! Everyone sees Merrick. Kind of like leaning over, whispering to Ron, and Ron's just going,
His face is turning his hair color. He's like,
yeah.
Sometimes you just have to own up to it, or you'll never get the end of it. And there are about 99 more things Mr. Magnus is going to do to you to get rid of that demon. So, which might be worse? Pat him on the shoulder. Go back to eating breakfast.
Ron's gonna sit there and he's gonna ponder it and be like, crap, he knows.
He knows.
Now what do I do? Thank you, fool. Thank you. It's like trying to go a million miles a second in his brain.
Yeah, for breakfast, there's bacon, there's eggs, there's fresh fruit, and like a hash brown kind of thing.
So, Miss Ambara.
Yes?
I know you don't want to talk about your experience with the cults, but if we were to approach this monastery and their cultish personalities, what would you suggest to us? How would we go about it? Because Mr. Magnus is interested in taking something that is theirs.
Oh, interesting. Did you read through the book then that I loaned you?
Oh, yeah, of course I did, Doctor. Have you heard of anything called the Table of Life?
Kind of sits there for a moment, and he thinks, and he's gonna make a history check.
I'm sorry, but I keep every time you say Table of Life, I keep thinking of it as Circle of Life and singing the song from Lion King.
It's the Table of Life.
It's stuck in my head. I can't help it.
And it curses us all. He's gonna sit there and think for a moment. And he's gonna be like, actually, yes, I do think I've heard of such a relic being mentioned before by one of the broken ones.
Broken ones.
Yes, they sometimes have encounters with the cultists up there as they're out there. And I stay on this side of the island mostly, so. But the ones that I've helped tended wounds to, and I've taught to read and write a couple of them. I think they've mentioned such a relic or device.
Is there a way to make contact with them without crossing over the line?
Well, you know what? Tell you what. I know a couple that are a little skittish, but I've been educating them, teaching them how to read and write and regain some of their humanity. I believe that I will attempt to make contact with them today and see if I can convince them to speak to you all about it.
But we'll already be on the way there.
Well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours if you wouldn't mind too terribly waiting, or I could perhaps send Felix with a message to you. Felix sometimes goes out and risks the forest to go hunting for supplies occasionally.
I suppose there's no problem with a little bit of early exercising, right and Crumb?
Max, I do suggest waiting at least until Elam is awake, because he is our resident tracker, and he'd probably be able to point us in the right direction.
I got some more reading I could do while he sleeps. If you guys don't mind, I'll step away for now.
You dive back into your hidey hole?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the hidey hole. He's gonna sit there and have like a little bit of teenage angst, like I smell. I'm gonna have to take a shower. How does he smell that on me? Does everybody smell that on me? Yeah. He's gonna sit there and
yeah. You notice that like, that Embara and Magnus don't apparently smell it on you, but Felix's nose kind of wrinkles up a little bit, and Dr. Fran and Orson, but they don't say anything about it.
Okay, well, they're nice people then. All right, then Ron is going to sit
nice
down
people.
and eventually shrug off the stress and the worry of that, and he'd like to sit down and do some more thorough reading on that.
You could also shower if you'd like before leaving, too. They do have showers.
Okay, well, he'll definitely do that before leaving.
Okay, but you do some reading
or-
first.
Yeah, read first, just to get away and ponder.
After dinner, Merrick's going to go out into the main courtyard and go back through his calisthenics.
Okay. You notice that Delphi is doing some gardening after breakfast. And she's kind of like, she's trying not to like look like she's watching you, but she's watching you.
Ooh.
Merrick doesn't care. He's focusing on this. If we're going after cultish people, he's pretty sure that it won't go the way we want it to. So he needs to limber up.
Yeah. So she's totally not watching you while you do this.
Of course,
As
I'm totally not paying attention either.
I'm sharpening my silver hand axe.
Yes, you have a silvered hand axe, and you also have a sword, I believe.
Yes, and my sword.
What is Zambara doing? You see, that Dr. Fran takes some of the children, like the more like the children's like easy primer picture books, like easy to read books, and he takes those and he takes like a little packed lunch, and he heads out with them into the jungle outside.
I would like to go check on Captain Sunkist, if that's all right.
Yeah, sure thing. He is more awake today. It looks like that his wound is it's not that kind of weird greenish grayish color that it was, and appears to be healing.
Is he awake?
He wakes up as you enter, like he hears the door open and he wakes up.
Captain, I'm sorry to disturb you. I was just coming to make sure you're all right.
Fine. It's fine. Where exactly are we?
We're on some kind of island. I don't think this is
It's
the
a
one
bit
that...
hazy. I remember I got speared by a
stabbed?
kraken.
By a kraken, yeah.
Alright, I wasn't dreaming that, alright.
No, you weren't.
Shit.
I'm not entirely sure how we ended up on the island, because last thing I remember, I was drowning. And then we woke up on a beach. It's been 2-3 days now. This is the third day. We found some Dr. Fran, who is apparently helpful. We'll see how that ends up. There are strange animal-like folk who are either cursed or diseased. Not sure which one. They didn't start out as animal folk, from what I understand. What else? Singed and Lucky are here with us.
They slept in too. They're real tired.
We haven't seen any of the other crew. I'm sorry.
Well, our ship, it's wrecked, isn't it?
Quite, yes.
You know, a ship wrecked from a kraken, I'd say that our survival rate's honestly pretty good, from what I've heard.
Yeah, it's... I do remember 1 or 2 in the water when I went down, so... There could be more on the island. It's just if they ended up with the broken ones, they were taken to the Master of Pain, named Akanga, which is apparently the name of their half of the forest, is
Alright.
Akanga Jungle or whatever.
Alright.
There's a creepy monastery to the north.
This is just sounding great.
So it gets better. I
Oh,
promise.
of course it does.
It really does.
Alright.
Like I said, we're on the east side, right? East side of the
Yeah,
island.
you're at like the
Yeah.
southeast side.
We're on the east side of the island, which appears to be safe for the moment, at least. Yeah. That's about it.
Well, I'm not dead, so I'll, thank my lucky stars for that. And, apparently I've got a doctor. At least it was convenient enough for us to shipwreck on an island with a doctor. I'll take that.
Oddly convenient, sure. I'm sorry, I don't trust any of this.
I'm not dead yet. I'll trust it until it starts looking the other way around.
Fair enough. We are looking into, the 5 of us are looking into possibly going to this creepy monastery. I don't know why. Magnus wants to take a table, apparently. Don't ask me, I have no idea.
Right, then.
At this point, I'm just trying to get off this damn island.
Right after we get that table.
Alright, well, thank you for the debriefing on the situation. I just
Of
woke up
course.
this morning and I wasn't feeling like death, so I considered
That's
that
always
a
good.
win in of itself.
Would you like some food? Would you like me to get you anything?
Some food would be lovely, actually.
Of course. And I'll hop on out to the kitchen and come back with just an arrangement, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely goes for some, like, the leftover fish from last night's dinner.
I figured.
Mhm.
He's a tabaxi. Cats tend to like fish.
They do. It's kind of funny how that works.
Yeah.
Imagine with like a pouch of nip, and he's like, like snuff.
Catnip!
Catnip.
And then after I give him his food, make sure he's, okay, I am going to, I'm gonna go check on the leopard.
Okay, yeah. The leopard looks like it had its bandages changed this morning, and it's still, it's looking better, but still recovering.
Okay, good. Do I feel like I can, sorry, my dog's doing something. Do I feel like I can, because I've been doing okay with my animal handling checks. Do I feel like I'd be able to go in the cage and like inspect this wound and make sure like nothing nefarious is happening?
You
Because I
can
don't trust
certainly
it.
try.
All right, I would like to try, please.
Give me an animal handling check and then a medicine check.
Oh dear God!
If
here
you
we go.
bring food with you, you can get advantage on your animal handling.
I will definitely bring food with
Okay,
me.
bring some more fish.
Yes.
Even some bacon.
Ooh,
10. I won't say like you don't think it'd be a good idea to open the cage, but it definitely comes up to the front of the cage so you can examine it from there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. And then I'm just going to do. Will it let me touch him?
Yeah, you can touch it, but you just don't know if going inside would be a great idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I'll just kind of reach out and like pet it and do a cure wounds.
Okay. Roll me up that cure wounds.
Just to move the process along.
Mhm.
For 9.
Yeah, you see, you kind of like peek behind the bandage, and it was a real nasty wound because that whole bar was through it. The iron bar from the cage was through its leg.
Yeah.
This heals it almost completely. It just looks a little red and tender now.
Okay. Good. good.
But you didn't see anything else nefarious with the wound. Didn't look like it was festering. It looked like it had just been cleaned and rebandaged this morning.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna kind of hang out till we decide what we're doing.
Okie dokie. So while you're hanging out in there, you see Felix come in, and he comes and he feeds all the other animals, because there's some pigs, some llamas, some sheep, some ferrets, all sorts of... It's a menagerie, really.
So, where did all these animals come from? Did you breed them? Did they wash up on shore
Some
randomly?
of them washed up on shore. Some of them we found wandering the island.
Indeed.
Sure.
Like these fellows, and he points to the pigs. Native. The sheep as well. Although they're really attracted to water. It's the strangest thing. And then he kind of he gives you a little tour, and he tells you their names and everything too. Like, he's got names for all of them. This one's Spitwad. That's the mean llama. It spits. Look out for this one. And then
right.
The little ferrets' names are Chip and Dale.
Chippendale.
So I understand that Dr. Fran...
Yes.
turned you back?
It's a series of ongoing treatments, yes, but, all of us here in the household, suffered to a certain degree. Delphi, she doesn't have any symptoms, but he gives her a preliminary treatment anyways. He doesn't want her to become affected. And it seems to have been working, so...
And what were you before you were a leopard? Because this is the one with the spots, right?
Yeah, he's got spots on his neck.
Okay.
On the back of his hands. They're really faint. They almost look like slight bruises, but when you get closer, you can say they're like the leopard spots, because they're not quite circles. They're like ovals.
Okay.
Or like the horseshoes. Yeah. But, I don't have much memory of before. I remember... It was strange. I felt so feral. I ran around in the woods, and I hunted and stalked and fought with the other broken ones, and Dr. Fran found me, and I was very wounded. I had a bad, nasty fight. You should have seen the other guy. And he took me in and patched me up, much like this one here, and he kind of gestures to the leopard, and started administering treatment to me. And as he administered the treatment, I became more cognizant of my actions.
And you don't remember being anything before you were a leopard?
I don't, but I know other broken ones apparently have more human memories. They tend to go more bad quickly.
Are you sure you aren't just a leopard that he turned into a human?
Yes, fairly certain. I've always had hands. And he kind of gestures to his hands. They have sharper nails than usual, but they're definitely hands. And I had a tail. And, feet rather than claws, so...
I'm an insight check.
Okay, go for it.
I don't trust any of these fuckers.
No, you don't.
Natural 20.
All right. With a natural 20 on Felix, he appears to be honest, but you think he might be holding something back.
Right. I'm gonna kinda,
So he hasn't lied, but he's not giving the whole picture.
Okay. I'm gonna kinda, like, step closer kind of thing.
And what kind of a way are you stepping closer? Like
In a way.
In an intimidating way? In a hey there.
Slightly more, hey there.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
And, Felix, darling.
Yes.
I can tell you're not quite telling me everything. Are you sure you don't want to share?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oof.
This sorcerer.
Oof. Fingers crossed. 22.
Nice.
He kind of looks around a little bit. He goes. He's kind of got like a little color in his cheeks. I'll tell you more, but not here.
Sure.
Meet me. There's a. You know where the spring is?
Yes, I do believe I do.
Meet me there this evening, and I'll tell you more.
All right, sure.
All right.
And I'll do a little finger wave and walk away.
Alright, and he's kind of, like, clearing his throat, and, like, he kind of fans himself a little bit.
Feminine wiles.
Yes! Feminine wiles to the max.
Yee. Alright, and then I don't know. I'll go read a book.
Okay. Do you read a specific book, or are you just randomly picking one?
I'll just randomly pick one.
Okay. It's a really interesting book about, a land you've never heard about.
Cool.
Yeah. It's called General Knowledge and Lore. But you've never heard of this place before. So it's kind of like reading a fairy tale. You're like, wow, look, there's this knight, he killed a dragon, and then wow, and there was this other bit, and then wow,
Nice.
okay. It's almost like
Okay,
a fairy
cool.
tale when you don't know anything about the history.
Right. Okay, cool.
All right. So, but then like it's now about probably by 10 a.m. Because you guys woke up pretty early. Like it was like dawn when Magnus and Ron were running around with a riding crop. It sounds so weird.
It really does.
It is weird.
It is weird. This is true.
That's why I did it, because it's weird.
Love it. So about, mid-morning is when you see Dr. Fran return. And with him is a small squirrel girl.
Squirrel girl. All right.
Yeah, she seems real skittish. Just kind of looking around. And with him bringing in the squirrel girl, everyone who's outside can see her, and he's like, welcome. This is Sheila, and she has some information about the things you were inquiring about, I believe. She's willing to help. I'm going to help her out as well. She's got like a arm in a sling, like she's been recently. Kind of like maybe in a fight or something, he's gonna give her medical attention while you guys ask her questions. And so, as he takes her into the laboratory doctor's office, that is where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Oh boy.
Yes, so you guys have learned a little bit more about each other, a little bit more about the island, some what's going on, and Bara's got herself a hot date. Just kidding. She's got herself some info. An info date.
An info date.
And Ron has a demon. Apparently. A bowel demon. So, thank you guys, everyone, for watching. We're gonna go around the table and we're gonna say who we are, where you can find us, and what our favorite moment of the stream was today. So, we're going to start in the same order as we went around earlier. Ron, where can we find you, and what was your favorite moment?
Shiny Pilot 206, find me here. That's about it. Loved the game today. Everybody had a fun time, I think, and brought some really cool scenarios to the game, especially our craziness. Yeah, that was a blast. Look forward to seeing what happens next go around. And if I were to pick a favorite part, I mean, don't get me wrong, I was laughing really hard when we were running around with the riding crop, but I was actually really digging all the little sub-character informations, the little things that we're learning about each character, like, the Merrick getting his hammock with the window and the breeze instead of choosing the bed, little things like that are starting to fill in nicely, and it's cool to see that, so. That's about it.
Excellent. Master Magnus Deepshaft.
Yes, D20 coup de grace. My favorite part was definitely when Ron was about to fire into the outhouse. I was thinking, oh my god, the whole thing is just going to explode.
I probably would have hoped as much for destroying the evidence better.
But that was just my favorite.
Excellent, excellent. If you had rolled above a 5, it would have done a lot more damage, but you rolled a 3, so minimal. Still a little evidence. Just really gross evidence at this point after you shoved it in the outhouse hole.
Yeah.
So.
It's okay. It was meant to camouflage it, you know?
Sure. So, Ambara, Nuggetosaurus.
Hello, I am Nuggetosaurus on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find me here, obviously, on Tuesday nights, playing Ambara Vanastra, and then on my own channel on Wednesdays through Sundays. My favorite part, of course, was using my feminine wiles to get information. That doesn't happen often for me, so it's nice.
It's the first time it's happened in a long time.
A long time since I played Jaya, I think.
Yeah, it's been like a year or so.
Several years.
It's been a while.
Yeah. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I think Inara did it once in our Curse of Strahd campaign.
Probably.
She seduced Strahd on accident.
Oh, yeah, she banged Strahd.
It's been since then, pretty much, since she accidentally seduced Strahd. So congratulations. Yep. It was super duper fun.
That was fun.
And again, our dear Travis Bowles, Mr. Elam D. Wood Jr. was very sleepy this episode, and we'll be back with us next week. And time to talk to Squirrel Girl and figure out what you guys' next step's gonna be. And last but most certainly not least, our dear pirate, sailor, Merrick Tenpenny.
Yep, I'm Merrick Tenpenny. That's Deception Check on Twitch and Twitter. Yeah, this was fun. It's always fun. I love playing with these guys. I've played with these guys for a very long time now and hope to continue. And my favorite part now is this evening was getting a chance to learn a little bit more about Ambara, about how she's thinking about ditching everyone. Like the crazy sailor, not pirate person is like, it's my crew now. And then she's just like, I want to get the F out. I'll go on, see ya. I'm like, all right, leave the one person who knows how to sail, will you? All right, then. Do see yourself out the door there. Don't let the door hit you on the arse. But no, it was fun. It was great. And can't wait to play next week.
Awesome. I loved today's episode. I really did enjoy how we got to have some one-on-one with character stuff and see how some relationships build. I love those moments, and today was the perfect episode, as you guys actually have like a little house and like dinners and breakfasts. It's a welcome break from puppets and shipwrecks and all sorts of krakens and stuff. So I can't wait to see what you do about them there cultists. But I'm sure it'll be just fine. You can find me right here. I'm Laugh Love Lindy. This is my channel. And, my favorite part was basically the whole episode. I just really liked all the inter-character developments between Magnus and Ron in a way, and Ambara and Merrick, and I can't wait to see how that continues to develop. Tune in here every week at this time, 9 to 11 Eastern. For all sorts of shenanigans. I have my schedule posted somewhere underneath there for other stuff. And on the 26th, I'm going to hype this now because I'm really excited. More Teenagers from Outer Space. So check it out if you have time. It's going to be Saturday. It's like a Saturday morning cartoon. We're going to be Saturday morning, 9:30 to 11:30 for some crazy space teenager alien shenanigans.
You guys should watch it. It's great.
But in the meanwhile, we're going to raid Ray Deanne, as she is playing some Kingdom Hearts, but she's one of my Call of Cthulhu players, and she's her channel debut today, so she's super hyped about that. So we are gonna, hopefully I spelled that right, and then give her a raid. Thank you guys so much for showing up and hanging out and coming and joining us on this crazy, kooky Ravenloft adventure. We will see you next week. Bye!
New art!
New art!